The final concert before we play Giro d'Italia in Wigmore Hall in November will be for the Oxford Chamber Music Society at Holywell Music Room. We'll be playing part of the Giro programme. We'll be doing the Durante, Vivaldi D minor, crazy concerto. Also, the first time I've ever played any music by this composer, a guy called Facco. You've got to be kind of careful how you pronounce that one. So he was from the Veneto, but sort of went to work for the Spanish administration in Sicily, and then eventually ended up moving lock, stock and barrel to Spain, where he spent the rest of his career. It's a really good piece. But the two pieces I want to focus on a little bit now are the Vivaldi's La Caccia, which we won't be playing at Wigmore, but we'll be recording it for the second volume of the Vivaldi's Opus 8. Interestingly, if you look at the title of the whole publication, Il Cimento dell'Armonia e dell'Invenzione dell'Invenzione. Il Cimento is, I've got a 17th century Italian-English dictionary which translates it as kind of a fusion kind of thing. So it's like fusion of harmony and invention. Invenzione is actually the term that was used to describe the sort of rhetorical principles by which painters and writers and musicians, composers used to gain inspiration in order to create their works of art. Painter would use it to like work out exactly what he's going to put in his painting. The composer would use it to develop musical figures to represent X, Y, Z. With the four seasons at the beginning of the Opus 8, these concertos have both sonnets and captions to go with it. With the other concertos, there are, in addition to the seasons, there are another three that have titles. So you've got La Tempesta di Mare, that's number 5. You've got Piacere, number 6. And then number 10 is La Caccia, The Hunt. Now, interestingly, if you look at the texts and the captions that are used for La Caccia in the finale of Autumn, you can actually look at the figures and go, pretty much transfer them to the concerto La Caccia. So it kind of gives you an idea as to what Vivaldi's getting at. So you've got horn calls, you've got dogs, you've got the deer fleeing from the pursuing pack of hounds, etc., etc. Even down to the fact that where the deer dies right at the end of Autumn, he goes into a mournful F minor as opposed to the F major. That's the home key of the concerto. Similarly, right at the end of La Caccia, before the final ritornello, you're going along in B flat major, and then suddenly it goes into B flat minor. And it's so very, very clearly the death of the wounded animal, poor thing. So that's La Caccia, and I wanted to look at a bit of the Valentini, who was a bit of a polymath, really. I mean, he was a very good composer, very good violinist. He was also a writer and a painter. Talented guy. It's brilliant music. This Opus 7 collection of concertos, Concerti Grossi, the one for 4 violins that we recorded back when I was 3.5 or something like that, that's the concerto that gets played the most, I guess. I mean, it's a brilliant piece. Maybe somebody has recorded the whole of the Opus 7, but I haven't actually seen any recording. I find it a little bit staggering that it's quite hard to find recordings of these concertos. Let's put that right. So I chose to do the 9th concerto in E flat major, which I couldn't find any recordings of. I thought, let's give Valentini credit where it's due. Great piece. I mean, one of the things that you always expect with Valentini is it's a bit nuts. And I mean, I guess there was a reason why his mates called him Little Ragamuffin. That was his nickname in Italian, obviously. If we have a look at the score and the first big fugal allegro, there's this humongous violin solo that starts at bar 71, 72, 73. And if I just zoom out a bit, you can see it goes all the way along and all the way along there, and then
Same thing all the way along there and all the way along there at the bottom. And then you go again, different page, and it keeps on going and going.
It's 48 bars in length, and I mean, I'm going to have my porridge before I play this one. If it was just like semi-quaver passages, like that's one thing. I mean, that's a lot more doable. But the fact that you've got this relentless sort of barrelage going on for 5.5 minutes, that's quite a test. And added to which some of the chords are really not very violinistic. I mean, they're foul chords. So we'll see how that one goes. After this movement, there's a slow movement, which is utterly brilliant.
If you have a look at the bass line down here. So you get lots of C's, and you get more C's. And then the next page, you've got more C's, and then he goes to a G.
Basically, the movement is 2 humongous pedal notes, one on C, one on G, and followed by just a perfect cadence. So you might think that looks a bit dull, but in actual fact, what he does over the top of that is really superb. It's a real sort of dies irae sort of feeling. Often with Baroque music, you know, I think a sign of a good piece, if you've got a good viola part, it's probably going to be good. It's a real stonker of a concerto, this one. Anyway, so there you go. That gives you a bit of an idea about what we're going to be doing in Holywell Music Room in November. Anyway, stay tuned. Cheers.